Ma'am?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you, children. Thank you, ma'am.
One second, 1 second. Good morning, dear. Good morning, children.
Amna ma'am, please unmute yourself, Amna
Yeah.
ma'am. Yeah.
Good morning, children. Yeah. How are you all? Yeah. Good morning, Felix. Good morning, Afsa. Good morning. Then, how are you? Fine. Okay. Yeah. Did you all get your marks, papers? Yes or no? No. Yeah. Yes. It's just started. According to roll number wise, the papers are distributed. No. Okay. So, what is our chapter? We can just start. Okay. Carbon and its compounds. In the last session, I draw the structure of sulfur molecule, isn't it? A site. Did you all complete it? Yes or no? Did you all complete? Yeah. Okay. So we can move to the next topic. Okay. Then, in the chapter carbon and its compounds, we just started with carbon, isn't it? We know the atomic number of carbon, electronic configuration of carbon, and we learn how the carbon attains stability, isn't it? Carbon can't gain electron, carbon can't lose electron. So carbon share their electron with another atom or another element to form covalent compounds. So we already learned what is covalent compounds, and we just draw some examples of covalent compounds like water molecule, chlorine, sulfur, carbon dioxide, etc. Clear, children? Then, so from that topic, we have to discuss one question. So please write one question. First question: carbon, 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 group 14 element. Carbon, a group 14 element in the periodic table. Carbon, a group of 14 element in the periodic table, is known to form, is known to form, is known to form compounds with many elements. Compounds with many elements. Write an example of a compound formed with. Write an example of a compound formed with. Write an example of a compound formed with. First one, chlorine. Chlorine. Within bracket, you have to write group 17 of periodic table. Periodic table. And second Second one, oxygen, group 16 of periodic table, group 16 of periodic table. Group 16 of periodic table. So this is your question. This is your question. Okay. Question: carbon, a group of 14 element in the periodic table, is known to form compounds with many elements. Write an example of a compound formed with. First one, chlorine. Second one, oxygen. So this is a way the question. This is a form of question. They are not asking directly draw the electron dot structure of water, draw the electron dot structure of CH4. The question is like this. So which all the compound formed? You just think that we all draw this compound. Which compound is? The carbon combines with the chlorine, group of 17 element. Which compound is formed? We already drawn this compound. Yeah, CCl4. Then second one, which compound? Second, carbon combines with oxygen. Which compound is formed? Yeah, CO2. Clear? CO2. This is the way the question asks for drawing the electron dot structure. So they are you are not expecting they ask the direct question, draw the electron dot of CH4. It's not like that. Okay. So carbon combined with the chlorine to form CCl4. We know the electron dot of CCl4, isn't it? And we know the electron dot of oxygen. Clear? So please draw it. CCl4, CO2. Do it fast. CCl4, CO2. For CCl4, you know that you just write the electronic configuration carbon 6 to 4 electronic configuration. Then Cl, you know that it is 17 electronic configuration 287. Then draw it. Carbon, center element is a carbon because less in number, so center is carbon. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then 4 chlorine. You have to draw here Cl1, second chlorine, third chlorine, fourth chlorine. Then chlorine have 7 electron in their valence shell, isn't it? 2, 4, 6, 7. 2, 4, 6, 7. 2, 4, 6, 7. 2, 4, 6, 7. Clear? Then chlorine need 1 more electron to attain the stability because 7 electron in their valence shell. So they share 1 electron from the carbon. Clear? So here also, here and here share 1 electron from chlorine to form a single covalent bond. Then what about carbon? Carbon having only 4 valence electron in their 4 valence electron. They need 4 more electrons, so they share 4 electron from 4 chlorine atom. 4 electron from 4 chlorine atom. So the compound is C single bond Cl, C single bond Cl, C single bond Cl, C single bond Cl. Finish. Carbon is in the group 14 element, that is included in the question. And one more thing, we have to learn more about the group and periods in the next chapter. That's why. Okay. 14 element means I will teach you in the next chapter, periodic table. 14 element, 14 the group means it having 4 valence electron. That is clear. I will teach you in the next chapter. That. Okay, Sandra. Finish. Yeah, then carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide. Same way you have to write carbon. Electronic configuration, you know that. Oxygen, atomic number 8. Electronic configuration 2, 6. 6. Okay. Then CO2, C is the center element and oxygen both side, and carbon 4 valence electron, 1, 2, 3, 4 valence electron is in carbon and 6 valence electron for oxygen, isn't it? So 2, 4, 6. 2, 4, 6. Then please listen. Here 6 valence electron in the oxygen, they need 2 more electron to attain the stability, isn't it? They share 2 electron from the carbon atom for attaining the stability. So this is also second oxygen also, they share 2 electrons, 2 electron from the carbon atom and to form double bond. Double bond. Clear? And what about the carbon? Carbon having only 4 electrons, isn't it? They need 4 more electrons, so they share 2 electrons from each oxygen atom. Clear? 2 electrons from each oxygen atom. So 2 electrons from this oxygen and 2 electrons from this oxygen. So next, carbon having 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Clear? Then we have to draw C double bond O, C double bond O. Why Niranjan? Which one is wrong? Is it wrong? Is it correct, Niranjan? Please respond. Yeah. Next question. Sorry, not next question. So next topic, we move to the next topic. Finish, dear. Please respond. Finish. Okay. Next is the difference between ionic and covalent compounds. Difference between ionic and covalent compounds. Okay, Niraj. Okay. So next is difference between ionic and covalent compounds. Now you are familiar with this ionic. What do you mean by ionic compound? What is covalent compound? You know a lot of example, ionic compound and covalent compound. So we have to distinguish what is the difference, what is the main difference between this ionic and covalent compounds. Okay, so first the nature. First of all, we just think about the nature of these ionic compounds and nature of the covalent compound. So as in the case of ionic compounds, which are the constituent particles? Which are the constituent particles in ionic compounds? Quick, please respond. Which are the constituent particles? Ions are the constituent particles, isn't it? Ions are the constituent particles in ionic compounds. Ions. For example, you consider an ionic compound NaCl. NaCl. You can see that Na plus and Cl minus ions are there. Clear? So these ions are the constituents of ionic compound. Clear? Then what about covalent compound? Is the ions present in covalent compound? No. Ions are not constituent particle of covalent. Then what is the constituent particle of covalent compound? This covalent compound, the constituent particles are molecules. Molecules are the constituent particles of covalent compounds. Okay, carbon dioxide molecules, hydrogen molecule, chlorine molecule, these are all covalent bonding. They exist covalent bonding, isn't it? So molecules are the constituent particles of covalent compounds. Molecules are the constituent particles of covalent compounds. Okay, then in the nature you can say that most of the ionic compounds are, when you consider sodium chloride, magnesium chloride, calcium chloride, etc. Most of the ionic compounds are, they exist in solid state, isn't it? They exist in solid state. Then what about the covalent compound? Which state? Please comment me. Which state? Only gas? Liquid? Only liquid? I get only 2 comments. What are you doing? Yeah. Then, are you listening here? Are you listen here? Okay. Now I get response. Okay. So you are right. Covalent compounds. It is majority of the covalent compounds are gases and liquids. Gases and liquids. Water, chlorine molecule, hydrogen. Here, so most of the CCl4. So they are gases and liquid. Clear. So ionic compounds are solid, but covalent compounds are gases and liquid. Then what about the intermolecular forces of attraction? Which is stronger? Which having strong intermolecular force of attraction? Ionic or covalent? Ionic. Clear, because majority of these are solids. So in the solids, you know that intermolecular force of attraction is very, very high. Clear. So solids are they high intermolecular force of attraction, so they are rigid. Clear. Then, but in the case of covalent molecule, they are gases and liquids. They have very low intermolecular force of attraction. Very low intermolecular forces of attraction. Clear. Then tell me children, what about the melting point and the boiling point of covalent ionic compound? I already told you what is the melting point and boiling point of ionic compound. It's too high, isn't it? Because why? Because they having high intermolecular force of attraction. Clear. So we provide high amount of energy to break it. Okay, so ionic compound having high melting and boiling point. They having high melting point and high boiling point. Very good. Okay, then what about covalent? Is it high? No. Sure, definitely it has low melting point and low boiling point. Low melting point and low boiling point. So when you take the melting point and boiling point, it is almost 2-digit numbers, 100, 300, 200 like that. But when you consider an ionic compound, it is 3-digit, 1000, 2000, 2500, like like that. Okay, so covalent compound having very low melting point and boiling point. Then which is a stronger attraction? Which bond is strong, ionic or covalent bond? Tell me, sir. Which bond is strong bond? Ionic bond or covalent bond? Yeah, very good, Sanif. Yes, ionic bond is much stronger than covalent bond. Clear. Then third one. What is the electrical conductivity of ionic and covalent compound? Electrical conductivity. Electrical conductivity. What about the ionic compound? Is it conduct electricity? Ionic compound conduct electricity? Yes or no? Ionic compound conduct electricity only in aqueous state or liquid state, isn't it? Only in aqueous state or liquid state. In solid state, ionic compound does not conduct electricity. Okay, so in solid state, they don't have any free ions, but it is dissolved in water or any other solvents. You can say that the ions, free ions are present there. So due to the presence of free ions, this ionic compound conduct electricity. Clear? So ionic compound conduct electricity due to the presence of free ion. If there is free ions are there, definitely it conduct electricity. Clear, children? Free ion, presence of free ion. Due to the presence of free ion as in aqueous state and liquid state, it conduct electricity. Ionic compound conduct electricity. Why? Because due to the presence of free ions, conduct electricity. Okay. Yeah, Niranjan, molten state also. Then what about the covalent compound? Is it conduct electricity in any state? Is it conduct electricity? No, it does not conduct electricity. Because why? Because it does not having any free ions. Clear? It does not have any free ions, so it does not conduct electricity. But exception is there. Exception is there. But commonly we have to say it does not conduct electricity in liquid state and gaseous state. Okay. In gaseous form and liquid form, it does not conduct electricity. But exception is there. Which is the exception? You know that one exception is there. What is that? Yeah, graphite. Graphite. Okay. Then last one, fourth one, solubility. 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 So you know that majority of the ionic compounds are soluble in polar solvents like water, isn't it? I already taught. Majority of the ionic compounds are soluble in polar solvents like water. Polar solvents like water. Polar solvents like water. But it is insoluble in, these ionic compounds are insoluble in organic solvents. It is insoluble in organic solvents. Organic solvents means that chloroform, benzene, etc. They are organic solvents. So these are soluble in polar solvents. Polar solvents, because when it is dissolved in polar solvents, it is completely dissolved due to the presence of ions. In polar solvents, you know that water, it is having slightly charged particle H plus or O2 minus. Clear? So that solvents are called polar solvents. But ionic compound does not dissolve in organic solvents like chloroform, alkali, benzene, etc. Okay, but as in the case of covalent compounds, they are insoluble in water. Covalent compounds are insoluble in water, but soluble in organic solvents. Soluble in organic solvents. Okay, organic solvents. Yeah. Clear? So these are the main difference between ionic and covalent compounds. What is the first one? What is the nature? In nature, we discuss what are the constituent particles of ionic compound. Constituent particles are ions. Then covalent compound, it is molecules. Then the ionic compound, the nature of the ionic compound, majority of them are solid. But in covalent compound, it exists in gaseous state and a liquid state. Then when you consider melting point and boiling point, ionic compounds having very high melting point and boiling point because they have high intermolecular force of attraction. Clear? So for breaking the intermolecular force of attraction, that much amount of heat energy is provided. That's why it having very high amount of melting and high melting point and boiling point. But in the case of covalent compounds, very low intermolecular force of attraction because due to the majority of these are gases and liquids. So very low melting point and boiling point. Then electrical conductivity, it's a very important one. It's very important. Electrical conductivity, ionic compounds conduct electricity does not conduct electricity in solid, but in liquid state or aqueous form or molten form, it conducts electricity because of the presence of free ions. Clear? Free ions. That's the answer. Not free electrons. Free ions. Okay. So, but as in the case of covalent compound, it does not conduct electricity because there is no free ions. Okay. Then solubility. Ionic compounds are soluble only in polar solvents. It does not soluble in organic solvents. But covalent compounds are insoluble in water but soluble in organic solvents. Clear, children? Okay. I will explain what is organic compound. I will explain the next class. Okay. In this chapter, we have to learn about organic compounds. I will explain it. Okay, let me. Next, please write one question. Out of sodium chloride or methyl chloride, out of sodium chloride or methyl chloride, which has higher melting and boiling points, why? Which has higher melting point and melting and boiling points, why? Okay. Yeah. Okay, Muhammad Hassan, I just consider. Okay, sodium chloride and which one? Methyl chloride. Okay, so in this question, you have to write the formulas of sodium chloride and methyl chloride. What is the sodium chloride? You all know that sodium chloride and NaCl. And now you know that this is an ionic compound, isn't it? And methyl chloride, CH3Cl. This is methyl chloride. Okay, methyl chloride. Okay. Then your question is, out of these, which one having high melting and boiling point? Why? Tell me which one high melting point and boiling point? Yeah, NaCl. Why? NaCl shows high melting and boiling point. NaCl, because NaCl is an ionic compounds. NaCl is an ionic compounds. They are held together by they are NaCl. These are high. NaCl is an ionic compound, isn't it? Their constituent particles are ions. They have very strong intermolecular forces of attraction. Okay, then what about CH3Cl? It's a covalent compound. Clear? So normally we know that ionic bond is much stronger than covalent bond. Clear? So CH3Cl, it is a covalent compound. It has very less intermolecular force of attraction. Force of attraction. Very weak bond. Very weak bond exists between them. Okay. Clear? Next question. What is covalent bond? 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 What type of bond exists in What type of bond exists in? What type of bond exists in CCl4, CaCl2, CH4, CH4. Yeah. What is covalent bond? Covalent bond is formed by the sharing of electron. Then, which one is covalent and which one is ionic? Which is covalent and which is ionic? Is it covalent or ionic? Tell me, children. Yeah, it's covalent. What about this CaCl2? Ionic. CH4. CH4. Covalent. How can you distinguish this covalent, ionic, covalent, ionic? Please check it. How it is formed. It is when a metal and non-metal, listen children, when a metal and non-metal react to form ionic. Two non-metals react to form covalent. So listen, C is non-metal, Cl is also non-metal. Non-metal and non-metal react to form covalent. Okay, Ca is metal, Cl is non-metal, CaCl2 ionic, metal and non-metal ionic. C is non-metal, H is non-metal, non-metal and non-metal. Non-metal and non-metal, sorry, non-metal and non-metal covalent. Clear? It's a way you have to find. Then, can you tell me what is MgCl2 ionic or covalent? Tell me. MgCl2 ionic or covalent? It's ionic. It's a metal, it is a non-metal. Metal and non-metal, ionic. Clear? Then listen. CCl4, C6H6, C6H6, ionic or covalent? Yeah, covalent. It is non-metal, hydrogen is also non-metal. Non-metal and non-metal, covalent. Clear? So way you have to find out these answers. So, clear. Okay, next topic. Next topic, allotropes of carbon and their properties. Allotropes of carbon and their properties. Okay, can I rub this? Allotropes of carbon and its compounds. So first of all, we want to learn what you mean by allotropes. Allotropes. Okay. Allotropes means an element exists in more than one forms which having different physical properties but identical in chemical properties. For example, I will explain one more time. The definition of allotrope is an element which exists in more than one form. They have same in their physical properties. Sorry, they have different in their physical properties. They are differ in their physical properties, but same in their chemical properties. Same chemical properties. Okay, so these are called, such type of elements are called allotropes. Once again, I will repeat. Allotrope means an element which exists in more than one form and they having differ in their physical properties but identical in their chemical properties. These are called allotropes. Carbon shows two types of allotropes. Carbon shows two types of allotropes, crystalline allotropes and non-crystalline allotropes. Crystalline allotropes and non-crystalline allotropes. Okay, so crystalline allotropes means, for example, crystalline allotropes, they diamond, graphite, and fullerene. Fullerene are crystalline allotropes of carbon. Diamond, graphite, and fullerene are crystalline allotropes of carbon. That means these three have different physical properties but identical chemical properties. Okay, and non-crystalline allotropes of carbon are charcoal, coal, etc. Charcoal and coal. Okay, so in this chapter, we have to discuss only the crystalline allotropes of carbon. We have to learn about crystalline allotropes of carbon. Okay, so what are the crystalline allotropes of carbon? Diamond, graphite, and fullerene are the crystalline allotrope of carbon. Okay, then non-crystalline allotropes, charcoal and coal are the non-crystalline allotrope. Okay, so what do you mean by allotropes? An element which exists in more than one form. They are differ in their physical properties. They are differ in their physical properties but identical in chemical properties. For example, diamond, graphite, fullerene. These are differ in their physical properties, isn't it? Diamond, you know that diamond, how the diamond is, how the graphite is. What is the color of diamond? What is the color of graphite? What is the, you don't see the fullerene. Okay, you know that these are differ in their physical properties, isn't it? Diamond is high, bright, isn't it? Bright one, transparent, clear. But graphite, what about graphite? It is not dull, clear. It is very dark. So they are differ in their physical property, but they are same in their chemical properties. Clear. So let's discuss one by one what are the diamond properties of characters of diamond, graphite, and fullerene. Okay. Meaning of crystalline. Crystallines means it is solid crystals. Solid, high solids, crystal. Crystal, no, what I give the sugar crystal. For example, sugar crystal. Definite shape. Crystalline means they having some definite shape and sharp edges. Sometimes you can see as when you take small sugar, they having the sharp edges and they form a solid, small, definite structure. That is crystalline. Okay. Okay, Afsa. Okay. Then first definition. Okay, definition of allotropes: an element which exists in more than one form. They having different physical properties but identical chemical properties. Identical chemical properties. First of all, diamond. Okay. Diamond, how it look like? Is it bright? Yeah. Yes, we have to write the characters of diamond. You know that diamond is one of the hard substance, isn't it? It is very hard, solid substance. And you know that it is bright, isn't it? Highly bright due to high refractive index. They're having high refractive index, diamond. Okay. Then, is the diamond conduct electricity? Is it conduct electricity? No. Diamond does not conduct electricity. It doesn't conduct electricity. Okay, then is it transparent? Is the diamond is transparent? Yes, the diamond is transparent. Transparent. It's very simple, you know all these properties, no? Then it having very high melting point, very high melting point. Okay, because it is one of the hardest substance. Okay, so it having very high melting point. Then it burns. Listen, children. It burns on strong heating. Strong heating means we provide high amount of energy. It burns and to produce carbon dioxide gas. Which gas? Carbon dioxide gas. Clear, children? So these are the properties of diamond. In this, you can see that on chemical reaction, on heating means it undergoes some chemical reaction. Okay, on heating, it produces carbon dioxide gas. Clear? So they are hard, bright, it does not conduct electricity, it is transparent, it is having high melting and boiling point, and on strong heating, it produces carbon dioxide gas. Then what about the structure of this diamond? Structure of this diamond. It is a three-dimensional network structure. Three-dimensional network structure in which each carbon atom is bonded to 4 other carbon atom. Each carbon atom is bonded to 4 other carbon atom. That is, there is no free electrons. They are held by this three-dimensional network structure. So due to this three-dimensional network structure, they are very hard. Clear? Due to the three-dimensional network structure, diamond is very hard because here each atom is combined with 4 another carbon atom to form a three-dimensional network structure. The structure is given in your textbook. Okay. It is a three-dimensional network structure. Due to this structure, the diamond is too hard. Okay. So, due to this network structure, it having very high melting and boiling point. It does not conduct electricity because there is no free electron, because all the one carbon atom is linked to 4 another carbon atom. Okay. So for example, this is one carbon atom. This linked to 4 another carbon atom, and it create a three-dimensional network. And this is another carbon atom. It is again linked to 4 another carbon atom. This is linked to 4 another carbon atom. Clear? Like that, it is a three-dimensional network. It forms a three-dimensional network structure. Due to this three-dimensional network structure, it's so hard. No need to learn the structure, draw the structure of diamond. You just learn this. It is a three-dimensional network structure. Each carbon atom is bonded to 4 other carbon atom. So due to this, it's so hard. It's having high melting and boiling point. Clear? Clear? Yeah. Next one. What are the uses of diamond? You know that uses of diamond? 2-3 uses you always learn. It is used as an ornament. Then due to its jewelry, then due to its hardness, it is used for cutting, used for making knives for cutting, marbles, granites, etc. Okay, using knives for cutting marble, granite, etc. Marble, granite, etc. Okay, so enough. So we learn about diamond, the characters of diamond, and what about the structure and some uses. This much. Next one is, what is the next allowed drop? What is the next allowed drop? Yeah, stone cutter, Anantakrishna. What is the next one? Graphite. Okay, graphite. Graphite is one of the important allowed drop of carbon. Okay, it's one of the important, and you expect questions from graphite. Okay. Graphite. What are the characters of graphite? Tell me. Tell me. Graphite is, what is the color? What is the color of graphite? It is always black in color. And it is it transparent? No, it is opaque. Isn't it? It is opaque. Yeah. It's conduct electricity. Very good. Who is that? It's conduct electricity. Graphite conduct electricity. Clear? Graphite conduct electricity, and it's a good conductor of electricity. One more thing, it is soft and slippery to touch. Soft and slippery to touch. That means it is soft. You know that graphite is present in our pencil lead, isn't it? So you can see that the black color, when you write it, it is very soft. That's why it will create the mark there. Clear? It is very soft and slippery to touch. Clear? Then the last one, on strong heating, it produces carbon dioxide gas. It produces carbon dioxide gas. Okay. Listen. These are the properties of graphite. In this, I take one property here, because on strong heating, it produces carbon dioxide gas. As in the case of diamond also, on strong heating, the diamond also produces carbon dioxide gas. Graphite also produces carbon dioxide gas. So remember the definition of allotropes. An element which exists in more than one form, they are differ in their physical properties but identical in their chemical properties. Clear? So all the allotrope of carbon on burning to produce which gas? Carbon dioxide gas. Clear? So all the allotropes on burning, all the allotropes of carbon on burning to produce carbon dioxide gas. Is it a diamond, graphite and fullerene also produce carbon dioxide gas? Clear? But they are differ in their physical properties. Here graphite is black and opaque. They conduct electricity. They are soft and slippery to touch. But diamond is very hard, solid, high brightness. Clear? It is transparent. So the physical properties are just opposite to each other, but they are identical in their chemical properties. They produce carbon dioxide gas. Okay. Okay, next we have to learn the structure of graphite. The structure of graphite I will explain in the next class. Okay, this much only. So in this session, we have to discuss about the difference between ionic and covalent compounds, and we discuss some questions related to that topic. And then we discuss the allotropes of carbon. In the allotropes of carbon, we discuss diamond, structure of diamond, and uses and properties. Same with graphite. Okay. Then, if you have any doubt, you can ask me now. Yes, Parvati, graphite electrode is used in batteries, graphite rods. Then, can you follow me? Yes or no? Yeah. Anything? Yes. Okay. Is the note necessary for you? Yes. So next week I will prepare notes. So this week I can't. Okay. Next week, sure. Next week I will prepare notes and send to you. Okay. And your exam portion chapter 3, metals and non-metals. Okay, it's exam will conduct through Google Form. Then practice more and more question. Okay, more question you have to practice. Then burning diamond CO2 is only gas, the only gas produced. CO2 is produced. Not only CO2, more than some other compounds are produced, but CO2 is a common for both graphite and the diamond. Okay, say it. Aya's Alia full chapter, metals and non-metals. Okay. Learn all the equation. Please write and learn. Equation you have to write. Do we need to type the question answers? That that I am not decided about that, Karthik. Okay. Because you have some equations and all, it's a difficulty. I think it's difficulty to type the equations. So that I am. Yes, ma'am. Yes. Ma'am. Okay, children. Thank you all. Thank you so much. Learn well. Okay.